Mojang has promised that vertical slabs and chairs would never be in Minecraft, but within the past few updates, both of them got added anyway. Here's the shelf, which looks and functions exactly as a vertical slab, and the cushion, which you can sit on just like a real chair. But I'm sure you're wondering, why did Mojang contradict themselves? And what does it mean for the future of Minecraft and your gameplay? No matter what gets added to Minecraft, players always find ways to use them how the developers never intended, and this can be especially shown with the shelf. This thing was originally intended to just hold items and save hotbars. However, when it was first implemented, the community used it as pure decoration, as functioning vertical slabs, as redstone devices, as wall barriers, even as doorways. But first, why would Mojang never add vertical slabs? Well, the original reason for that was because they inhibit creativity. Basically, instead of just using vertical slabs, Mojang would rather you invent them using other stuff as a creative solution. For example, for over a decade, players would attempt to make elevators, not by using an actual elevator item, but by moving players with incredibly fast pistons. So no, Mojang technically didn't actually add vertical slabs. They added something that looks and seems exactly like vertical slabs. And since they come in most colors, they are perfect for almost all builds. Even the one that you quit building last week. They additionally have the bonus feature of being able to hold any item. Now let's look at cushions, because they look suspiciously similar to chairs. I mean, they're made of wool just like real chairs, and you can sit on them. You may have thought that shelves were unique, but believe it or not, cushions are secretly the most unique block in all of Minecraft. But not because of how they function. In fact, even if you couldn't sit on them, they would still be unique because of the fact that this block is not actually a block. Instead, just like a painting or an item frame, it's actually an entity. It functions like a block, meaning you can place it and break it, but have you ever realized that you can just walk right through it? Yeah, cushions have no collision. In the latest snapshot, you can even place them inside of other blocks. Legit, you can place something like a trapdoor, then flip it, then place a cushion right there. Then you can sit on it. There's not even any Z-fighting. And something that sounds too good to be true is that you can even do this with shelves. But it's not just that. Due to them being entities, you can place them on any flat surface. And when Mojang says any flat surface, they mean any flat surface. You can place them on top of slabs, trapdoors, levers, snow, anvils, mostly anything, even if it's not even a full block. This thing is way more revolutionary than the shelf. It's way closer to a chair. It can be placed inside blocks, and it can be placed off the grid, especially with the help of teleportation. Here you can see it between 4 blocks. However, sadly, you cannot place one cushion directly on top of another, because they can only be placed on individual blocks. This additionally means that once you break the block that they're under, within a few seconds, they'll just discombobulate. So now you know what shelves and cushions are, but I know you got a question. Namely, why did Mojang promise they'd never add anything like this? Well, it's thanks to 2 very different reasons. The first one is because of inhibited creativity, which was explained before, but the second one is actually a bit of a loophole. You see, since shelves aren't technically vertical slabs, even though they basically function the exact same way, Mojang technically didn't add vertical slabs. And the same logic goes for cushions, because Mojang technically never added chairs, they only added cushions. So that's why Mojang contradicted themselves. But this video still isn't clickbait, because most of the time when you see a shelf or cushion, it's being used as a vertical slab or chair. It's also known that Mojang has rejected the idea of an item being able to serve as a bed that doesn't reset your spawn point. But you guessed it, in the most recent update, they added this through the straw bed. The straw bed, which is crafted with 3 hay bales, allows you to skip the entire night while never resetting your spawn point. But here's the balance. Right after you use it, even if you get up before morning comes, it gets destroyed. Oh yeah, and attempting to use it in the nether or end instantly destroys it. So now that we're done with shelves, cushions, and straw beds, it's now time for the most interesting question. What does this mean for the future of Minecraft and your gameplay? Well, let me ask you this. What was the best edition of the Mounts of Mayhem game drop? Without a doubt, the spear, because of its combat potential kinda being like the mace. And how about the best edition in the Copper Age drop? Definitely the shelf, which is one of the best blocks in modern Minecraft. How about the tiny takeover? Probably craftable name tags for convenience. And you know that the best feature so far in the Dappled Forest update is the cushions. Yet, after hearing all that, are you starting to notice a pattern? Nearly every update's best features so far have been almost entirely excluded from the theme of the update. The tiny takeover was— ow. Oof. Just crushed my toe under my chair. The tiny takeover was about baby mobs, but the best feature was about name tags. Mounts of Mayhem was about writing things, but the best feature was the spear. And the Copper Age was about new copper stuff, but the best feature was the shelf. This can lead to the conclusion that Mojang knows the small features that players want, but they want to make new biomes and new block sets. So they're effectively killing 2 figurative birds with 1 figurative stone, because in the same updates that they're making themed drops, they're also making the best features of those updates utterly detached from the main point of the update. This is both bad and good. It's bad because it means that nearly everything that's added in one update will be mostly forgotten in favor of only a few new features being absolutely loved by the community. But it's good because Mojang is finally giving us what we want. Think about just how unpopular game drops would be if we only got items based on the theme of the update. Imagine if we never had shelves or the spear or cushions. If that was the reality, then the game would be much less alive today. Using what has been happening over the past year with these game drops, I have a theory. In the next update, like 26.4, the 2026 winter drop, Mojang will theme the entire update around a certain thing. Whether that be a new biome or a new structure, then add one minuscule feature that players have been asking for years. And then, instead of showing them during a Minecraft live, they'll just release a tiny little YouTube video about it and act like it's basically nothing. Then right after the drop releases, literally every modern builder will use it everywhere in their base. We've already seen people go absolutely mad with cushions so far. They haven't even stopped at making chairs with them. Since they can be placed practically anywhere, players have been using them as decoration for anything you could possibly think of. Like lamps, dumbbells, pillars, steps, umbrellas, color codes, anything. But with all this talk about Mojang giving players what they want in small doses, we gotta speak about a figurative elephant in the room in terms of currently requested features. Actually, it's two figurative elephants. The End Update and the Sculk Dimension. These are two of the most requested big updates in modern Minecraft history. The End Update has been requested ever since the Nether got updated in 2020, and the Sculk Dimension has been wanted ever since 1.19 added the Deep Dark biome in 2022. And the desire for the Sculk Dimension has only accelerated due to the anticipation of Minecraft Dungeons 2, which is literally adding a new Warden boss plus an Ancient City portal. But with the small doses of mini editions we've been talking about, I don't think that they'll all be in one big major update anytime soon. Since they've completely pivoted from major updates once per year to game drops 4 times per year, they probably won't revamp an entire dimension or add a new one all at once. But they might do it one step at a time. Perhaps one game drop could focus on adding just one brand new structure or to the end. This would function kinda like the abandoned campsites or copper ore. Now yes, this would be underwhelming compared to something up to the scale of the Nether update, but it would still be an End update. But do not get your hopes up too much. Even if this does happen, it would be a multiple year-long process, and before it's even a thought in Jeb's head, it would have to go through Microsoft's business meetings, and the designs would have to get constantly greenlit. On top of that, they'd have to figure out the best possible timing to drop the update at. But yeah, in conclusion, Mojang will not disappoint in the future. Go and click the video to your right, because YouTube specifically picked it out for you. Anyway, thanks for watching this UIT Minecraft video, Proverbs 3:5, and until next time, undefeatable army.